The name molars comes from the Latin word molli. There are three types of molars: the first molar, second molar, and third molar. The first and second molars are also called the 6-year and 12-year molars because of the approximate eruption ages. There are 12 molars there in each quadrant. In the permanent dentition, the molar crowns have 4 or 5 short, blunt cusps, and each molar has 2 or 3 roots that head to the fourth, the larger crown. They are usually the first permanent teeth to the erupt into the maxillary arch. Each maxillary molar usually has 4 major cusps, with 2 cusps on the upper portion of the mandible and 2 on the lingual. Each maxillary molar has 3 well-separated and
नदीम भाई मैम का नेट सही करवा दो यार जाके।
अभी आ रही है आवाज?
Yes, ma'am.
Each maxillary molar has 3 well
अब ठीक है
separated
मैम।
and well-developed roots. A tooth with 3 roots is said to the trifurcated, which means divided into thirds. They are usually the first permanent teeth to erupt into the maxillary arch. Maxillary molars usually has 4 major cusps, 2 buccal cusps, and 2 lingual cusps. Permanent canines, just as the permanent canines, are considered to be the cornerstones of each arch in position, form, and function. The permanent first molar are thought of as cornerstones in the development of the occlusion. Canines are the cornerstones of the interior teeth in maxillary arch, and molars are the cornerstones in the development of the occlusion. This is due to their early eruption date and location in the arch compared to the other teeth of both dentitions. The molars' functions in mastication is mainly grinding. They are ideally designed and situated to accomplish this role. They are also functional in aesthetics and phonetics, but to a more limited extent than the teeth interior to them. Nevertheless, their contribution to aesthetics through muscle support and maintenance of the vertical dimension is important. Most important function is the aesthetic through muscle support and maintenance of the vertical dimension is important. Distinguishing factors, there are several factors which aid in distinguish molars. Their crowns are generally largest and most complex. Their crowns normally exhibit at least 3 curves and usually more of which at least 2 are buccal curves. They are normally multi-rooted from other permanent teeth. Permanent maxillary molars are the largest teeth in the maxillary arch. Their crown is usually shorter occlusogingivally than the crowns of the teeth interior to them, but it is much larger in all other measurements. Normally, the first molar is the largest in size, and the second and third molars are progressively smaller. Features of maxillary molars which aid in differentiating them from other permanent teeth, particularly mandibular molars, include crowns which are wider buccolingually than mesiodistally. Mandibular molars are wider in the mesiodistal dimension. The presence of four cusps in most specimens, of which the size of the two lingual cusps differs greatly. Some mandibular molars display four cusps, but the two lingual cusps are approximately equal in size. The presence of an oblique ridge and a distal lingual groove on the occlusal surface. No comparable structures are found on the mandibular molars. Permanent maxillary molars, crowns which are rhomboidal, are heart-shaped from the occlusal aspect. Mandibular molars exhibit a rectangular or crowns which are trapezoidal in outline from the mesial or distal aspect. Mandibular molars are rhomboidal and inclined to the lingual in a proximal view. In maxillary molars, proximal aspect is the trapezoidal. In mandibular, proximal aspect is the rhomboidal. The presence of three roots branches in most cases, mandibular molars normally exhibit two roots, pentagonal outline from this aspect. Permanent maxillary first molar, general characteristics, first of all, arch position. The permanent maxillary first molar is the sixth tooth from the midline in each maxillary quadrant. It has a mesial contact with the second deciduous molar until that tooth is exfoliated. The mesial contact is then shared with the permanent second premolar when it erupts at about age 12. There is no distal contact until the permanent second molar erupts sometime around the age of 12. Permanent molars do not replace deciduous teeth, hence are not subcutaneous. Chronology, appearance of dental organ 4-month intrauterine, first evidence of calcification at birth, enamel completed 3 to 4 years, eruption 6 to 7 years, root completed 9 to 10 years. Numbering system, universal system of notation for the right permanent maxillary molar is known as 3 and the left one is known as 40. Palmar notation, permanent teeth, the left and right maxillary first molar would have the same number 6, but the right one would have the symbol, this one, and left is the 6. In Abdel system, for the permanent maxillary first molar, the right one is known as 1/6 and the left one is known as 2/6. General form and function, the maxillary first molar is the large and tooth in the maxillary arch and in fact has the largest crown in the mouth. It is much more complex than the maxillary premolars in both crown and root form. Of all the maxillary molars, the first molar is the least variable in anatomic form and is thus the standard to which the other maxillary molars are compared. It has 5 surfaces: buccal, palatal, mesial, distal, occlusal. Number of roots, 3 roots. 2 buccal roots, 1 palatal. Buccal aspect, permanent maxillary first molar. Geometric outline is the trapezoidal. Mesial outline, this is a mesial outline, nearly straight till the contact area at the junction of the occlusal and medial 1/3. Distal outline, convex, till the contact area at the middle 1/3. Occlusal outline. The occlusal margin is divided into two parts. By the concavity of the buccal groove. This is the buccal groove. These two portions outline the two buccal cusps, the mesiobuccal cusp and the distobuccal cusp. This is the mesiobuccal cusp. This is the distobuccal cusp. Buccal groove are divided into two portions, mesiobuccal and distobuccal cusp. Mesiobuccal cusp is broader, shorter and less sharp than distobuccal cusp. Mesiobuccal cusp is broader and distobuccal cusp is sharper and less sharp and shorter than mesiobuccal cusp. Cervical outline irregular and slightly convex towards the root. This is the cervical outline. Anatomical landmarks, convex buccal surface. Buccal groove may terminate by buccal pit. This is the buccal groove. Cervical 1/3. This is the cervical ridge. The root trunk 4 mm. This is the root trunk. Three roots are seen from the buccal aspect: mesial root, distobuccal root, and palatal root. The axes of the roots are inclined distally. Deep developmental grooves extend on root trunk. Deep developmental groove extend on the root trunk. Lingual aspect, no lingual convergence. Mesial outline nearly straight and formed with the mesial slope of the mesiolingual cusp. Distal outline convex and forms semicircle with the distal slope of the distolingual cusp. Occlusal outline, mesiolingual cusp is the largest and longest cusp. Distolingual cusp is spheroidal. This is the mesiolingual cusp. This is the distolingual cusp. Distolingual cusp is the spheroidal and mesiolingual cusp is the largest and longest cusp of the maxillary permanent first molar. Cervical outline irregular and slightly convex towards the root. Anatomical landmarks, convex lingual surface, cusp of Carabelli in 60% of the lingual surface of mesiolingual cusp. This is the cusp of Carabelli. Lingual developmental groove. This is the developmental groove. This is the cusp of Carabelli and mesiolingual developmental groove. Mesial aspect, geometric outline is trapezoidal. Buccal outline, convex at cervical 1/3, denoting cervical ridge. Concave at the middle 1/3, denoting the termination of buccal developmental groove. Cusp at the occlusal 1/3, representing circumscribed mesiobuccal cusp. Lingual outline, convex with the crest of curvature at the middle 1/3, The lingual outline dips inward to illustrate the tubercle. Occlusal outline represented by the mesolingual, mesiobuccal crest, irregular mesial margin ridges which curve cervically. Cervical outline irregular and convex occlusally. Anatomical landmarks mesial contact area at the junction between middle and occlusal 1/3, buccal to the center. Distal aspect, distal convergence, convex distal surface, distal marginal ridges curved cervically. Distal marginal ridges curved cervically. Mesial aspect, wider mesial surface, flat mesial surface. Mesial marginal ridges less curved. In distal marginal ridges curved cervically. In mesial aspect, mesial marginal ridges less curved. In distal aspect, straight cervical line. In mesial aspect, cervical line convex occlusely. Root trunk 5 mm. 3 roots are seen. Mesiobuccal, distobuccal, and palatal roots. In mesial aspect, root trunk 3 mm and 2 roots seen. In mesial aspect, 2 roots are seen. In distal aspect, 3 roots are seen. Root trunk is the 5 mm. In mesial aspect, root trunk is the 3 mm. Cervical outline in convex occlusely and distal aspect straight cervical line. Next is the occlusal aspect. Geometrical outline, rhomboidal, distobuccal convergence, mesolingual, distobuccal angles are obtuse, and mesiobuccal and distolingual are acute. General form from the occlusal aspect, this tooth has a rhomboidal form. This shape creates mesiobuccal and distolingual line angles which are acute, and mesolingual and distobuccal line angles that are obtuse. The outline is wider buccolingually than mesiodistally, although these dimensions are more nearly equal than in any of the other maxillary posteriorly. Occlusal outline is the rhomboidal shape. This is a rhomboidal shape. And lingual measurements being greater than distal and buccal measurements respectively. 4 well-developed cusps. Mesiolingual, this is the mesiolingual cusp, is the largest cusp. Mesiobuccal is the second largest cusp. Third is the distobuccal, and fourth is the distolingual cusp. And then fifth cusp is the cusp of Carabelli. This is the cusp of Carabelli. 4 cusps are present. 4 well-developed cusps. Mesiolingual is the largest cusp. Mesiobuccal is the second largest cusp. Third is the distobuccal cusp, and fourth is the distolingual cusp, and fifth is the cusp of Carabelli. This is the mesiolingual cusp, is the largest cusp. This is the mesiobuccal cusp, is the second largest cusp. Third is the distobuccal, and fourth is the distolingual. Fifth is the cusp of Carabelli. This is the cusp of Carabelli are present on the mesiolingual cusp. Mesial and distal outlines The mesial and distal marginal grooves divide three outlines approximately in half. Buccal margin, the facial outline is divided into two parts by the buccal groove, and the mesial portion is longer than the distal portion. Lingual margin, the lingual margin is also divided into two convex portions by the distolingual groove, and the mesial portion is longer and less convex than the distal portion. Boundaries. The occlusal table is bounded mesially and distally by the marginal ridges, and on the buccal and lingual by the mesial and distal cusp ridges of the four major cusps. Components of the occlusal table. Number one is the cusp. There are four major cusps and one minor, sometimes in distinct cusp, which is the cusp of Carabi. First is the mesiobuccal cusp. It is quite sharp and the second largest in size. Its four cusp ridges are named according to the direction they extend from the cusp tip, similar to those of other posterior teeth. In buccal cusp ridge, the buccal cusp ridge extends from the cusp tip about halfway toward the cervical margin on the buccal surface. Lingual cusp ridge, it extends lingually from the cusp tip to the mesial portion of the central groove, where it meets the buccal cusp ridge of the mesial lingual cusp to form a transverse ridge. It is also known as the triangular ridge of the mesiobuccal cusp. Mesial cusp ridge. The mesial cusp ridge extends from the cusp tip mesially to the mesiobuccal occlusal point angle. What is the point angle? Where the three crown surfaces are meet is called the point angle. Mesio-bucco-occlusal point angle. Distal cusp ridge, it extends from the cusp tip distally to the buccal groove. Inclined planes. The mesiobuccal cusp has four inclined planes. The two that are functional are associated with the lingual ridge of the cusp and are named the mesolingual and distolingual inclined planes.
अच्छा वो हुई भी है पहले से शेयर की हुई दोबारा करनी पड़ेगी mesolingual cusp distobuccal cusp. The distobuccal cusp is the sharpest and the third largest of the cusp. Mesial cusp ridge. The mesial cusp ridge extends from the cusp tip mesially to the mesiobuccal occlusal point angle. Distal cusp ridge, it extends from the cusp tip distally to the buccal groove. Inclined planes, the mesiobuccal cusp has four inclined planes. The two that are the functional are associated with the lingual ridge of the cusp and are named the mesiolingual and distolingual inclined planes. Distobuccal cusp is the sharpest and third largest of the four major cusps. The cusp ridges and inclined planes are named similarly to those of the mesiobuccal cusp, and only two lingual inclined planes are functional. Its lingual cusp ridge or triangular ridges forms the buccal portion of the oblique ridge of the tooth. Mesiolingual cusp. The mesiolingual cusp is the largest cusp, but its tip is rounded and blunt. The cusp ridges are similar to those of the other cusps except the distal cusp ridges. It extends from the mesiolingual cusp tip in a distobuccal direction, where it meets the lingual cusp ridge of the distobuccal cusp to form an oblique ridge. The distal cusp ridge is the fifth triangular ridge on the occlusal table and is thus the only triangular ridge which is not buccal or lingual cusp ridge. In addition, the buccal cusp ridge forms the lingual portion of the transverse ridge. All four of the mesiolingual cusp inclined planes are functional. Distrolingual cusp. The distrolingual cusp is the smallest and most variable of the four major cusps. Its four cusp ridges and four functional inclined planes are similar to those of other posterior teeth, although the buccal cusp ridge extends mesiobuccally and the distal cusp ridge extends distobuccally. Transverse ridge. The buccal cusp ridge of the mesiolingual cusp and lingual cusp ridge of the mesiobuccal cusp form a transverse ridge. Oblique ridge. An oblique ridge is created by the union of the distal cusp ridge of the mesiolingual cusp and the lingual cusp ridge of the distobuccal cusp. That is the marginal ridges. Two marginal ridges are named mesial and mesial marginal ridges, like those of other posterior teeth, and distal marginal ridges. They enclose the occlusal surface at these two margins. Mesial marginal ridges is longer and more prominent. This is the marginal ridges. This is the mesial marginal ridge. This is the distal marginal ridge. This is a transverse ridge and oblique ridge. Oblique ridge, mesiolingual curve to distobuccal. This is the oblique ridge. This is the transverse ridge. This is the cusp ridges. Next is the fossa. There are four fossas and they are named as central fossa. The central fossa is roughly triangular in shape and located mesial to the oblique ridge and distal to the transverse ridge in the central portion of the occlusal table. It is bounded by the mesial cusp ridge of the distobuccal cusp, the distal cusp ridge of the mesiobuccal cusp, the oblique ridge, and the transverse ridge. This is the boundaries of the central fossa. The central fossa is the largest and deepest of the four fossas. Second is the distal fossa. The distal fossa is more or less linear in shape and located directly distal and parallel to the oblique ridge. It is continuous with the distal triangular fossa in its distobuccal portion and is otherwise bounded by the oblique ridge on the mesial and mesial distal cusp ridges of the distobuccal cusp on the distal. Third is the mesial triangular fossa. This fossa is triangular in shape and is located just distal to the mesial marginal ridge. It is bounded by the mesial marginal ridge, transverse ridge, and the mesial cusp ridges of the mesiobuccal and mesiolingual cusps. Distal triangular fossa. This fossa is also triangular in shape
and is located just mesial to the distal marginal ridge. It is continuous with the distal fossa in its mesial portion and is bounded on the distal by the distal marginal ridge. This is the central fossa. There are four fossas: major fossas, central fossa, and distal fossa. Two major fossas and two minor fossa. Mesial triangular fossa and distal triangular fossa. Major fossas, central fossa, and distal fossa. Central fossa is a roughly triangular in shape, mesial to oblique ridge. This is the oblique ridge. This one, oblique ridge. Distal fossa is the linear and distal to the oblique ridge. Central fossa is present on the mesial oblique ridge, and distal fossa present on the distal of the oblique ridge. This is called the distal fossa. Mesial triangular fossa, it is distal to mesial marginal ridge, and distal fossa, it is the mesial to distal marginal ridges. Four fossas present in the maxillary first molar, two major fossas and two minor fossas. Major fossas, central fossa and distal fossa, and minor fossas, mesial triangular fossa and distal triangular fossa. Central fossa is present to the mesial, the oblique ridge, and distal fossa is present to the distal oblique ridge. Pits and grooves. Central pit. The central pit is located in the deepest portion of the central fossa at about the center of the occlusal surface. This pit is the junction of two primary developmental grooves. Number one is the buccal groove. The buccal groove extends from the central pit in a buccal direction until it passes onto the buccal surface. This is the central groove. This is the buccal developmental groove. This is the central groove. Central developmental groove from central pit. Central groove. Developmental groove from the central pit to the mesial triangular fossa. This is the central developmental groove. This is the buccal developmental groove. Buccal developmental groove from the central pit, buccally between the mesiobuccal and distobuccal cusp. Distal oblique groove. This is a distal oblique groove from distal triangular fossa going oblique groove. This is a distal oblique groove. This is the central groove. This is the buccal developmental groove. This is the distal oblique groove. Fourth is the lingual developmental groove. This is the lingual developmental groove. Lingual developmental groove joins the distal oblique groove. Lingual developmental groove join the distal oblique groove, goes between the mesiolingual and distal lingual curves and travels cervically. Transverse groove of the oblique ridge. This is the transverse. This is the transverse groove of the oblique ridge. It crosses the oblique ridge. This is called the transverse groove of the oblique ridge. This is the buccal groove. This is the central groove. This is the lingual developmental groove. This is the distal oblique groove. Fifth cusp groove between the fifth cusp and the mesiolingual curve. This is the fifth cusp groove. Cusp of Carabali. is the present on the mesolingual cusp. Central groove extends in a mesiodistal direction connecting the mesial and distal plates. It is composed of the mesial portion which extends mesially from the central plate to the medial plate and a distal portion which passes distolingually from the central plate where it crosses the oblique ridge to the distal plate. Mesial plate. The mesial plate is located halfway buccolingually and just distal to the mesial marginal ridge in the deepest portion of the mesial triangular fossa. It is the junction of four primary developmental grooves. In mesial plate are four primary developmental grooves attached. Number one is the central groove. This is the mesial plate. Central plate is located in the deepest part of the central fossa. It is a central plate. This is a central plate. Central plate is located in the deepest part of the central fossa. It is a result of the junction of the central groove and buccal developmental groove. This is the buccal developmental groove. This is the central groove. Are attached in the central plate. Two grooves are attached, buccal groove and central groove. This is the mesial plate. Mesial plate is located in the deepest part of the mesial fossa. This is the central fossa. This is the mesiobuccal triangular groove. This is the mesiolingual triangular groove. This is the marginal mesial marginal groove. Our four grooves are attached in the maxillary in the mesial pit. Central groove, buccolingual triangular groove, buccal triangular groove, lingual triangular groove, and marginal groove. In central pit, buccal groove and central groove are present in the central pit. Distal pit, this is a distal pit, is located in the deepest part of the distal triangular fossa. Mesiobuccal triangular groove. This groove extends short distance from the pit towards the mesiobuccal line angle where it fades out. Mesiolingual triangular groove. This groove extends from the pit towards the mesiolingual line angles. A short distance where it fades out. Mesial marginal groove. It extends mesially over the marginal ridge onto the mesial surface. Distal. The distal pit is located midway buccolingually and just mesial to the distal marginal ridge. Because the distal pit is located in the area where the distal fossa and distal triangular fossa are confluent, it is component of both of them. It is a junction of five primary developmental grooves. In mesial pit, four primary developmental grooves are present. In distal pit are five developmental grooves. Number one is the central groove. Second is the distolingual groove. The distolingual groove extends obliquely onto the lingual surface, paralleling the oblique ridge to its distal. Distobuccal triangular groove. This groove extends a short distance from the distal pit toward the distobuccal line angle, where it fades out. And distolingual triangular groove, it extends short distance from the distal pit towards the distolingual line angle, where it fades out. Distal marginal groove. The distal marginal groove extends distally from the distal marginal ridge onto the distal surface. This is the central pit. This is the mesial pit. This is the distal pit. This is the buccal groove. This is the central groove. This is the central pit. This is the central groove. Mesial triangular fossa. Central triangular fossa.
Fifth cusp groove. This is a lingual groove. This is the oblique ridge. This one mesiolingual to distobuccal. This is the transverse groove of oblique ridge, distal triangular fossa. Oblique ridge formed by the triangular ridge of the distobuccal cusp and distal ridge and mesiolingual cusp. This is the distal oblique groove. Anatomical landmarks, elevations, forecusp, mediobuccal, distobuccal, mesiolingual, and distolingual, and cusp of carapace. Forecusp, four triangular ridges and tubercle, oblique ridge between the mesiolingual to distobuccal triangular ridges. Mesial and distal marginal ridges are present. Depressions, two major fossas. This is a central fossa. This is a distal fossa. Two minor fossas, mesial triangular fossa and distal triangular fossa. Dual mental grooves. This is a buccal groove. This is a central groove. This is the central oblique groove and lingual groove. Mixillary first molar is the only molar that is wider lingually than buccally. Mesiolingual cusp is the largest cusp, followed by the rounded mesiobuccal, the short distobuccal, the small distolingual, and tubercle of the carapace. This is the distal marginal ridge. This is the oblique ridge. This is the oblique ridge. This is the distal marginal ridge. This is a central fossa. This is a mesial triangular fossa. This is a buccal groove. This is a central groove, central fossa. This is a lingual groove. Three types of the root: palatal root, lingual root. The root is the largest, longest, and the strongest of the three roots. It inclines mostly in the lingual direction from the trifurcation. It is wider mesiodistally than buccolingually, a feature which is unique to this root. From the buccal aspect, it is visible between the two. Buccal roots and apex is normally located almost directly under the buccal groove. Mesiobuccal root. The mesiobuccal root is the second largest and longest of the roots. It inclines mesially and buccally to the apical third, where it curves distally. It is thicker buccolingually than mesiodistally, and it has a somewhat blunted apex. That is the distobuccal root. The distobuccal root is the smallest, shortest, and weakest branch. It inclines distally and buccally to the apical third, where it curves mesially. It is a little thicker buccolingually than mesiodistally, and tapers to a fairly sharp apex. Midroot section. In cross-section at the midroot level, the root outlines of all three branches are roughly ovoid. The two buccal roots are wider buccolingually, while the lingual root is wider mesiodistally. The lingual root outline is generally the largest, followed closely by the mesiobuccal root outline, while the outline of the distobuccal root is the smallest. Pulp cavities, pulp chamber. The pulp chamber is broader buccolingually than the mesiodistally. There is pulp horn beneath the each cusp. The floor is apical to the cervical line. Root canals, three main root canals. Mesobuccal root may have two root canals. Cervical cross section is the rhomboidal shape. Mid root section, mesobuccal root canal, oval and kidney shape. Distal root canal, round and oval. Uh, Palatal root canal, round and oval. Variations and anomalies. For the most part, round variations are slight or the cusp of Carabelli varies greatly in the prominence and is well defined something less than half the first molars. Even though there may not be much of a cusp, there is a usually at least a trace of the cusp of Carabelli. Groove is almost all specimens unless attrition is obliterated. Are sharp projections of enamel into the bifurcation area on the facial surface is a variation found in 17% of the maxillary molars, according to one study. This feature affects the curvature of the cervical line and may be factors in periodontal disease in this area. The Mulberry molars, which is the posterior counterpart of Hodgkin's incisors, due to the similar etiology of congenital syphilis, it is occasionally formed. In incisor is the Hodgkin's incisors. In molars, the Mulberry molars. The cusp of the Mulberry molars are more centrally located than in the normal molar, and the occlusal enamel appears general. Root variations are most often manifest in the partial fusion of the root branches, especially of the buccal roots, and the abnormal lengths and curvatures. As with other maxillary posterior teeth, root branches of the first molar may penetrate the maxillary sinus. Maxillary first molar identification features. Number one is that the tooth has a large crown and three roots. The crown is wider buccolingually than mesodistally. Its occlusal aspect is rhomboidal. The cusp of Carabelli is a unique feature of maxillary molar, present lingual to the mesolingual cusp. Another characteristic features of maxillary molar is the oblique ridge running obliquely from the mesolingual cusp to the distal cusp. Side identification, when viewed from the closely, the crown is wider mesially and distally. By locating the cusp of Carabelli that is located lingual to the mesolingual cusp, buccal roots tend to have a distal inclination. This is a table flow chart on the landmarks of the maxillary first anatomical structures from develops up from five lobes: mesiobuccal, distrobuccal, mesolingual, distolingual, and fifth cusp lobe. Five cusps are present in the maxillary first molar. Cusp, four major cusps. Fifth is the cusp of Carabelli. Major cusp, mesiobuccal, distrobuccal, mesolingual, and distolingual. From the maxillary molar primary cusp, triangle. Ridges, cusp ridges in each of major cusp, distal cusp ridge, mesial cusp ridge, distal cusp ridge. This is the triangular ridge of the cusp, buccal ridge on the buccal cusp, lingual ridge on lingual cusp. Marginal ridges, mesial and distal. Oblique ridge, unique feature union of the triangular ridges of the distobuccal cusp and the distal ridge of the mesolingual cusp. Root, three roots: mesiobuccal, distobuccal, and palatal. Canals mesiobuccal, distobuccal, palatal. Sometimes accessory canals for the mesiobuccal in mesiobuccal root. Fossas, four fossas, two major fossas, two minor fossas. Major fossa, central fossa, and distal fossa. Central fossa is roughly triangular in shape, and distal fossa linear distal with the oblique ridge. Minor fossa, medial triangular fossa, and distal triangular fossa. Grooves are present: central grooves, segmental groove, buccal segmental groove, lingual segmental groove, distal oblique groove, transverse groove of oblique ridge, and fifth cusp groove. Six segmental grooves present on the occlusal table maxillary cusp model. Pits, three pits, central pit, mesial pit, and distal. Any questions? Madhu? Questions for the court? Any questions? Any questions?
मैम स्लाइड दोबारा करवा दें 10th वाली
जी
10th वाली स्लाइड दोबारा करवा दें मैम
अप्रूवल पेपर वाली
यस मैम
This is the occlusal table. Okay, four major cusps present. Number one is the mesiobuccal cusp. This is the distobuccal cusp, mesiolingual cusp, and distolingual cusp. And fifth cusp of the cusp of Carapace. Mesiolingual cusp is the largest cusp, and second largest cusp of the mesiobuccal. Third is the distobuccal, and fourth is the distolingual, and fifth cusp of the cusp of Carapace. Oblique ridge. This is the specific structure of the maxillary first molar. Mesiolingual cusp to the distobuccal cusp is the oblique ridge. This is the oblique ridge. This is the cusp ridges. This is the marginal ridges. Mesial marginal ridge. This is the distal marginal ridge. This is the oblique ridge. This is the cusp ridges. This is the transverse ridge. This is a transverse ridge. This is the triangular ridges. This one triangular ridges.
मैम नेक्स्ट 2 वाली 20 से
Next, कहाँ से?
मैम इससे अगली वाली नहीं मैम नेक्स्ट
आप रूट्स का पूछना चाह रहे हो या अक्लूजल टेबल का पूछना चाह रहे हो?
मैम रूट्स वाला जो था
अच्छा रूट्स. Okay. Three types of the roots present. ठीक है, three roots present होते हैं. Number one is the palatal or lingual root, and two buccal roots, mesiobuccal and distobuccal. In palatal root, the palatal root is the largest, longest, and strongest of the three roots. It inclines mostly lingual direction from the trifurcation. It is wider mesiodistally than buccolingual. This feature, which is unique to this root, from the buccal aspect, it is visible between the two roots. ठीक है, buccal aspect से आप देखेंगे तो आपको ये
टू रूट्स नजर आएंगी. बकल रूट्स एंड अपेक्स इज नॉर्मली लोकेटेड ऑलमोस्ट डायरेक्टली अंडर द बकल रूट. इस पर second is the mesobuccal root. The mesobuccal root is the second largest and longest of the roots. It inclines mesially and buccally to the apical third. It curves distally. It is thicker buccolingually than mesodistally. It has a blunt apex. And third is the